Okay, well, welcome. And if you're watching on the catch up, then a great big welcome to you as well. So today we have, we're kind of looking at front opening, but a bit of front strengthening. Okay. So, and building this idea of strong back. So a little bit of back strengthening work. So that's where we're at this morning. So I'd like to invite you to start in child's pose. Oh, and props. Prop wise, blanket, a brick and a block, or a blanket and a cushion should probably do it this morning. Okay. And we'll start in child's pose. Now, just be mindful that if this isn't so great for your knees to be in this deep flexion, then you can either lie down instead on the back of the body and connect with the breathing that way, or you might prefer, instead of taking the hips all the way back, some folks put a little bit of something between hips and heels. Instead of doing that, if you prefer, you can keep the hips above the knees and come into this shape here, okay? So a few little different spots that you can move to this morning. We won't be here for too long, okay? So allowing yourself just to come into your body. And you might want to start that by just finding the sense of touch. So noticing where the body is connected with the floor, the mat, the props. And just feel free to take a little bit of movement. You can sway around slightly. Just take that little bit of moving around. And then see how it feels to just gently nudge the elbows a little wider, and you can have a sense of the area at the back of the heart just softening. So we can take a full in breath through the nose and a gentle exhale through the mouth. And when you're ready, let's take the arms forward and come right onto the pads of the fingers. And resting up on the pads of the fingers, maybe wiggle the weight back through the sitting bones a little. And with your next inhale, we can roll up and through, lifting the chest, the head, the sitting bones, arching the spine. Exhale, curling back, taking the hips back towards the heel, forehead towards your mat. Inhale, rolling up and through, lifting the heart. Great. Exhale, and we're curling back. Inhale, rolling up and through. Now this time, lift the chest. And now this time, as you exhale, start to trail the right hand back. So this is a move that's a bit like the front crawl, okay, if you're swimming. Inhale, we can swim that right arm up and over. Great. And exhale, take it around. So you're circling through the arm. Twice more, same side. Inhale, swim it up and over. And exhale. One more. Now, the third time you come round, let's weave the right arm through the left, coming into the threading of the needle, turning onto the right side of the face. Three complete breaths right here. Okay, when you're ready, let's undo this. So inhale, come all the way out. You might find you want to open around to the right again, reaching up. And exhale, bringing the hand down. let's get ready for the second side. So inhale to lift the chest. And then from here now, left arm swimming back. Inhale, open around. Exhale. So keep following the movement of your breath. And then the third time we'll weave, I should say. Let's say sweeve there. Weave the arm through the right, turning onto the side of the head. And that gentle rotation through the spine. And just exploring how deep you can make your breath. Just working to your capacity, working to your edge. Okay, when you're ready, pressing into that right hand, draw the arm out. You might want to open around to the left. And exhale, placing the hand back down again. And just feel free just to, actually, you know what? Let's come to raised kneeling and we'll just circle, I'm going to face you. We'll circle the wrists just a few times in one direction. And a few times the other way. Great. Okay, feel free to shake out the hands. We'll come back to the hands and knees. Inhale to roll the heart forward. Then from here, tucking the toes, press back. As you come into downward dog, let's bend one knee and release heavy, heavy through the opposite heel. And then rising up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, the other knee can bend, the other leg can lengthen. Inhale, balls of feet. Exhale, knee bends, other leg lengthens. Just working through the legs here. Now, if you've got a blanket on your mat, you might want to just take one hand and remove that blanket. Keep it nearby, and then we'll start to walk the feet towards the hands nice and slowly. So bend the knees as much as you want to. Gently walking your feet forward. Toes pointing straight ahead. As you stay forward here, again, as I say, bend the knees as much as you want, yeah? Lift your toes from the mat. Spread them wide, place them down. And just get acquainted with the feet, really releasing into the mound of the big toe joint, the ball of the foot, just all that support in the feet. Bending your knees, and then we'll start to roll up to stand today. So gently unfurling the spine. It's always nice to have a little bend at the knees, yeah, when you roll. Heavy tailbone. And as you come all the way up to the top, you're welcome to link the fingers, turn the palms at the sky, and perhaps take a nice opening up through the front of the body. And then with the exhale, bringing the hands down. And let's pause right here. Either hands resting at the heart, or maybe the hands can rest on the body, or maybe the arms come by your sides. And just see how it feels, really finding your feet. Full inhale, full exhale. Nice, and with the next inhale, let's breathe the arms up. And let's stay right here for the exhale. Navel can move towards the spine. Then the in-breath can open up a little more through the midline. And with the exhale, folding forward, so all the way down, bending the knees as much as you like. Great, coming into Uttanasana. Inhale, place hands to shins, lengthen your spine to send the heart forward. Exhale, bend the knees, left foot stepping back, preparing for a high lunge. Inhale, so press into the feet, come all the way up to stand in a high lunge. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to the earth, and then find your way into downward facing dog. Full inhale here, and a full exhale. Great, let's come to our high plank. So with the inhale, finding your high plank. And exhale, let's just stay right there. Tailbone moving under, connecting deep into the palms. Nice, another deep in breath. And with the exhale, lower the knees and come all the way down to the front body. Inhale, point the toes away, little cobra. Shoulders roll back and down. And with the exhale, let's tuck the toes, come on back. Downward facing dog. So the next in-breath can pick up the right foot, full inhale. Exhale, stepping it forward, ready for your high lunge. Inhale, come up to your high lunge. I'm going to put my knee down, okay? Feel free to do the same if you want. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat, back foot stepping forward. And folding in over the legs, exhale. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up to stand. And with the exhale, taking the hands down, prayer pose, all the way. Pausing here, full inhale. And exhale, releasing the arms. Second side, inhale, breathe the arms up. Let's stay here again. Exhale, navel can gently move towards the spine. And the in-breath, maybe reaching up a tiny bit more. Exhale, folding forward, bend the knees as much as you wish. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening through your spine, sending the heart forward. And with the exhale, bend the knees, right foot stepping back, preparing for a high lunge. Inhale, breathing on up. Great. Exhale, hands to your mat. And let's come into downward facing dog, lengthening through the spine. Push the floor away with the hands. Finding your breath. Inhale, let's come to a high plank. Exhale, stay right there. Inhale again fully. Good. And as you exhale, knees up or down, come all the way to the belly. Okay, so we'll work with a little dynamic locust from here. So just release the toes, take the hands just under the shoulders. No, not a locust, sorry, it's a cobra. Sorry about that. So as you inhale, let's lift into cobra, press into the hands, lift the heart. And with the exhale, lower down. You can turn the head to the right. 3 more times. Inhale. Shoulders roll back and down, the elbows stay bent. And exhale, lower down. So next to, you have the option to lift the hands if you like, yeah? So hands free. Don't worry about how high you go, okay? Inhale. And exhale, we lower. Last one, inhale. And exhale, we lower. Inhale, back into a cobra, shoulders roll back and down. And exhale, child's pose, full breath. So stay there if you like, or inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Next in-breath can pick up the right foot, deep inhale. Exhale, let's step it through towards the hands. Give it a nudge if you like. We'll put the back knee down, so feel free to use your blanket right there or a foam block. As you come into this lunge, give yourself some time to set the posture. Great. The in-breath can take the arms up, a wide V with the arms. The exhale might invite the pelvis to sink. Great. Deep in-breath, pressing into that front foot. Exhaling, inviting the navel towards the spine. Inhale just where you are. And then turning to your right, exhale, arms to shoulder height. Do that twice more. Inhale. Exhale, return. Inhale. So just using the strength of your body to turn. Exhale. Good. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, feet stay just for the arm, bringing the left hand down to the earth. Inhale fully. Exhale, find a spiral to the right, either reaching up with the right arm or you can wrap. And you've got the option to take the back knee off as you press away through your back heel. Great, another deep inhale. Exhale, let's unwind. So you can either go straight back to downward facing dog, or you might prefer to come back by the knees. See how you feel today. Okay, we can either meet kneeling or downward dog. Let's just take a little vinyasa before the second side. So inhale to your high plank. Exhale, knees up or down, chaturanga. Inhale, little cobra, or maybe higher to an upward dog, lifting the heart. And as you exhale, good, toes under, lift the hips, press the earth away, downward facing dog, nice. Find your inhale here, find your exhale right here. The second side, inhale, we'll take the left foot up, exhale, stepping it through, and then lowering the back knee down. Great, okay, so from here, inhale, taking the arms up. As you exhale, see how it feels to let your shoulders rest on the bag. That's great. So inhale, opening through the chest. Now with the exhale, gently rotating to your left. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale, turning from the midline. Inhale, back up to center. And then placing the right hand down to the earth. Inhale fully. And then with the exhale, spiraling to your left. Option to lift that back knee, see how you go. And just exploring the quality of the inhale and the quality of the exhale. One more deep in breath, let it fill you up. And then with the exhale, let's release that. Come on out. So either hands and knees if you wish, child's pose, or you can go back to your downward facing dog. Remember, in downward dog, you can always have your knees a little bent, inviting the space to extend through your torso. Next in breath, let's take the right foot up, please. Deep inhale. Exhale, step. Oh, sorry, it's the left foot. I'm so sorry. Stepping it through. Inhale, come up to a high lunge. And as you exhale, hands to the earth, back foot stepping forward, folding in over the legs, exhaling. Inhale, let's bend the knees. Come into Utkatasana, breathing the arms up. And as you exhale, let's come back to stand, okay? Finding yourself in Tadasana. And you place the hands onto the body to see how it goes. And we'll take 5 complete breaths right here. Your exhalation, like you're dropping an anchor. Okay, release the arms when you're ready. And with the next inhale, let's breathe the arms up, extending up through the front body. Exhale, we'll fold in, Uttanasana, all the way down. Inhale, lengthening through your spine, sending the gaze forward. And with the exhale, bend the knees. We can step back, one foot then the other. Downward facing dog. Inhale, coming to your high plank. Exhale, knees up or down, lower it all the way to the belly. Let's come back to our dynamic cobra. So place the hands 4 times. Inhale. Shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we're up. And exhale, lower. Twice more at your own pace. Yeah, hands free if you like. Inhale. Exhale to lower. Another cobra. Maybe you want to go a little higher to see how your body feels. Exhale, child's pose all the way back. Inhale, come to the hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Nice. So from here, it's a bit of a wild card this morning. So from here, we're going to either step or jump to sitting, all right? So I'm going to swing through one leg, lower myself down, all the way down, and don't get too comfortable. We're going to find navasana. So here we are for navasana. You can rock the weight back just behind the sitting bones, lifting the chest. Either have the toes pointing straight down, or you can lift the shins parallel to the floor. Either keep the hands there, or reach them forward. Full inhale. Full exhale. One more breath. If you're feeling courageous today, lift the arms up. And then when you're ready, let's lower, cross the ankles and place the hands down by the sides of the body, okay? And from here, press into the hands. Just take a tiny lift so that the tailbone move under. Even if you don't get off the floor, it's fine, yeah? Press into the hands. Exhale and lower. Now from here, either you're going to roll forward over the legs, okay? Or if that doesn't work for you, swivel around and we'll all meet back in downward dog, okay? Full inhale. Full exhale. So next in breath, let's pick up that right foot, full in breath. With the exhale, let's step the right foot between the hands. We'll come into a regular warrior one. So the back heel goes down. And then bring yourself up into warrior one. So I'm taking my time today because my ankle is really bothering me today. So I need to come up to standing and then find warrior one. I thought it was okay this morning, and then I just realized that it's not. So bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we are. Warrior one. Okay, so with the in-breath, let's bend that front knee. Breathe the arms up. Let's stay right here. Exhale, tailbone heavy. The in-breath, lifting through the front body. And the exhale, let's sweep the arms around behind us. Now, as we do so, we can link the fingers. If that doesn't work, okay, reach the arms back. And what we're aiming to do here is keep the inner edge of the shoulder blades squeezing together. Another deep inhale. Shoulder blades move together on the back of the body. Now from here, exhale. We're going to come forward into humble warrior. But feel free to wriggle that right foot a little wider. So you've then got some space to come into the middle, okay? Now keep the inner edge of the shoulder blades joined together. Great. And breathe. One more inhale. And from here, keep yourself just where you are. Release the hands, bring the hands to the mat. And then come on back. Downward facing dog. Nice. Let's just take one high plank. Full inhale. And full exhale to take it back. Downward facing dog. So let's come on through for the left side. So inhale, the left foot lifts. Exhale, taking it through. So take your time. Back heel goes down. Planting deep into the feet. And just let yourself get settled right here. Perfect. Lovely. So you're anchoring tailbone, lengthening down. Inhale, breathing the arms up. Exhale and just stay right there. Deep inhale. And with the exhale, sweeping the arms around behind us, we can link the fingers. Inhale, so the inner edge of the shoulder blades draw together, lift the heart. Exhale, we're going to come forward. So widen your base a little bit if you wish. Here we So keeping the shoulder blades gently moving together. Keeping the outer edge of your back foot rooting down to the earth. That's great. One more inhale. And as you exhale, let's release up. Come on out. Downward facing dog. We're right here. Great. So next in breath, let's find that high plank. Then exhale, lower to the belly, knees up or down. And release the arms. Okay. So now we'll come into our locust from here. So see how it feels, right? To notice the connection into the front of your pelvis and the belly, like the lower belly. And if you want to use your blanket under your hips, go ahead and do that, okay? Now, in the same way that if you were standing up, you'd be standing on your feet. Let your pelvis and lower belly become like your base, okay, your foundation. Arms by the sides of the body. Now, as you lift into locust, let the movement come from falling into your support of pelvis and belly. Then the arms can lift, the shoulder blades draw together on the back of the body. And then you lift the legs and the chest, okay? Great. How high you go is not important. One more deep in breath. And then from here, exhale, release, make a little rest for your head. And you can sway the hips around a little bit. Maybe a nice sigh. Let's prepare the hands now for cobra. Inhale, you can be as low or as high as you like. Child's pose, exhale. Inhale, up and through, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, we're going to come to sitting, okay? So bend the knees to look forward. And then you can step through one leg, then the other, all the way to sitting. And let's find navasana again, okay? So here we are, rocking back, shins parallel to the floor, and see how it feels to squeeze the legs together. In fact, if you've got a block nearby, you can squeeze the block. It's a bit vicious, this one. Like, squeezing the block, okay? Inhale, take the arms up. And then maybe turn to your right and simply cross that left arm just over the right leg. Inhale back to center. And then exhale across over to the left. Inhale back to center. And then lower the legs. That's exciting. So as you inhale, a gentle lift or press. Exhale. And then when you're ready, either swing around or roll forward, okay? I'm going to swing around. Come on back. Downward facing dog. Smooth inhale. Smooth exhale. Let's come back to the high plank. Inhale, high plank. All the way to the belly once again. Okay, let's release the arms back by the sides of the body. Exhale into your base, pelvis and belly. Inhale, lift the arms, shoulder blades draw together. Here we are once again. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, let's release that, make a little rest for your head, okay? And just feel free to sway the hips around as much as you like. You can even pick up your feet and then take that kind of windscreen wiper action with the legs, okay? Ah, nice size. All right, we're going to take one more locust. So this one's up to you. If you feel happier sticking with cobra, then go back into that dynamic cobra like we did earlier, okay? You can take this next locust either the same way we've been doing it with the hands apart, or you can link the fingers like you did earlier in your humble warrior, okay? So if you're linking the fingers, Imagine you're letting the hands, like a force is drawing the hands back into the space behind you. The shoulder blades squeeze together, and then up you come. Stay with your inhale. The breath can get a little bit ragged here. So see what you can do to smooth it out. And then when you're ready, let's release that onto the front body. Again, you can sway the hips around. And here, I'd like to invite you to come into that half frog if you've got the space. So you'll bend one knee and hang out here. How would it feel to really expand your belly into your mat? As you exhale, maybe a sigh. Let's change sides so you can extend that leg long. And breathe here. And in these spaces where you're a little more passive, see if you can notice when the mind wanders and where it's gone. It's cultivating that deep awareness. Okay, when you're ready, take the leg long. Now it's up to you. You can keep this a low cobra or go higher if you want. Inhale. And then we can find our way back into child's pose. Exhale. Give yourself a moment, curled up. When you're ready, you can walk the hands forward. Stay right up on the pads of the fingers. Nice. And let's just take the hands and walk the hands to the right side. We'll just create a little bit of side extension, a little bit of release. So it's like you're walking that left hand over a diagonal line. Feeling heavy, heavy through the left sitting bone. That's great. So when you're ready, let's change sides. Start to pad the hands over to the other side. And then walking that right hand over a diagonal. Heavy through the right sitting bone. Steady inhale. And a steady exhale. When you're ready, walking back to center. Inhale, rock up, hands and knees. Exhale, back to downward dog. We'll make our way to sitting. We'll do navasana one more time, okay? I promise it's the last one. If you want to, you can squeeze your block. Remember, just listen to the lower back. Feel free to always keep the toes a little lower. It's not a problem, okay? And then see how it feels. You can take the arms up on the inhale and then crossing left arm over right leg. But just let the work come from the inside, okay? Inhale back to center. And then round to your left. Exhale. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, we can lower. Then roll forward when you're ready. And then either we can pause here in downward dog, or if you'd like to, you can inhale plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, come on back. Downward facing dog. And then from here, you can bend the knees to look forward. And then either step or hop, or you can stroll. I'm going to stroll. Pause the hand. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press into the feet to come all the way up. If you want to add in a tiny back bend or front stretch, go ahead. And exhale, release the arms down. And just find your breath, pausing here, 5 complete breaths. So preparing now, when you're ready, for tree pose. So you can let the eyes gently open, release the arms if you've got the place. And I'm going to take the focus into the left leg with the inhale. I'm not going to mirror you, I'm doing it on my left leg as well, okay? So we're going to inhale into the left leg, and then when you're ready, right foot comes up. So you might find you're going to the ball of the foot, the ankle, or somewhere on the leg. Try to keep my balance. Maximizing the size of the standing foot. If you want to take the arms up, go ahead. Let the exhalation invite navel to spine. One more inhale. Great. And then when you're ready, let's exhale, hands come down. And then release back into the feet. Okay, so we'll get ready for the second side. Inhaling into the right leg. And as you exhale, the left one comes up. Maybe it's ball of the foot. Maybe it's into tree. I'm just going to stay with both feet down today. Nice. One breath at a time. Maybe the arms are up, maybe they're not. Elbow is soft. Let's come back down. And then release. Great. Okay, take a pause. And then we'll come into figure 4 now. Okay, so from here, bending both knees. Again, I'm not going to mirror you. Okay, you'll take the focus into the left leg. So transfer the weight over. And the right foot comes up. So outer right ankle sitting above the left knee. Sitting bones can stick back, and feel free to do it with your back to the wall. And when you sink down, you can get your sitting bones against the wall. That's quite a good one. Nice. Hands together. Now you might find you want to stay here. You might find it works for you to come forearms onto the lower leg. If you want to, there's another little adventure you can go on. You can take the right elbow towards the instep or the sole of the right foot. It's like a little rotation. A little bit scary. Okay, cool. Another breath. And then come back to the center when you're ready. And then release into both feet. Excuse me. Okay. You guys go on to the second side. I can't wait there on my right leg. So you need to go on to the second side. I'll kind of just mark it out. Okay. I'll probably do it on the first side again. Inhaling, and as you exhale, you'll bend. Now the left foot comes up. Here we are. Great. And then if you'd like to, you can turn. So left elbow into the, or towards the sole of the left foot. Breathe. Good. It's a tricky spiral, this. And then when you're ready, let's come on out. Inhale, exhale, find the feet. Nice. And if you do feel you want to just give the legs a little shake out if you've kind of accumulated any tension, then go ahead and do that. Nice qigong move. Be shake out. That feels really nice. I'm just going to lean against the wall and do that. So that kind of qigong move where you have all that stagnant energy in the lower body, and you can shake out. Great. Oh, don't do that often. That's very nice. Right. So when you're ready, let's come back to the front of the mat. And with the in-breath, we'll breathe the arms up. With the out-breath, fold forwards. In-breath to lift the chest. And from here, exhale, bend the knees, and you can step back, downward facing dog. Breathe right here. So let's prepare now for pigeon with the right leg coming forward, okay? Which you can go into from either kneeling or from downward dog, okay? I'm gonna go for downward dog. Let's sweep the right leg forward and lower down. So you can always use cushion or block underneath that right hip, aiming to get the right knee moving out towards the right edge of your mat, okay? If this doesn't work for you, then the alternative would be taking that figure four on the back of the body, okay? If you're in the pigeon, and I'll just get back there, before you come forward and take a stay, I need a little block today. Let's take a little rolling through the spine. So you're up on the pads of the fingers, lifting the chest, inhale, heavy pelvis. And with the exhale, take some weight into your hands and come forward. Let's do that twice more. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale to ripple up. Heavy pelvis. And then this time come forward on the exhale. And we can stay here. Feel free to take a sigh through the mouth. You may also wish to lengthen the exhale a little. Okay, when you're ready, let's start to come all the way back up. Now, if you're in a pigeon, I might bring a little block under my hand actually. We're going to connect into the left hand. Let's take a little spiral to the right. So you can wrap the right arm behind the back, or even actually put the right hand on the right thigh and just rotate around, a little loop over that right shoulder. One more inhale. And then from here, exhale, let's release. Now it's up to you. You can either press out into downward facing dog, or you can lean onto the right hip, roll yourself around, okay? Really up to you. If you want to do a vinyasa between sides, then go ahead and do that. Just listen to your energy in your body. I'll meet you in downward dog. And let's get ready for the second side. Let's take the left foot through. Gently lower down, using as much support as you wish, okay? And with the in-breath, 3 times, lift the chest. With the out-breath, let's fall forward. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale to release. Inhale, work up. And then exhale, soften forward when you're ready. Here we are. 5 complete breaths just here. Body gently expanding on the inhale and releasing on the exhale. When you're ready, let's lift the body back up. We've got a few breaths now in this little spiral. You feel the need to bring the floor a little closer here today. It's a gentle look over that left shoulder. You might find you don't get far, and that's fine, yeah? Breathe. And then it's up to you, once again. You can either gently drop onto your left hip and swing that right leg around, or you can press back and downward into downward dog. Give yourself what you need. If you want a vinyasa, go ahead and take a vinyasa. If you're seated like me, you can take the arms up on the inhale, down the midline on the exhale. If you're in downward facing dog, come and find a seat when you're ready, stepping to sitting or coming to kneeling. Brilliant. And then from here, please, let's come and lie down. Gently hugging the knees in. And let's take the feet up towards the ceiling with the inhale. Now you don't have to straighten the legs, okay? You might find they straighten, that's fine. Now with the exhale, let's take the hands around the back of the head and lift a little bit of the upper back off the mat. This is whatever works for you. Now inhale where you are. Exhale, lower your left leg. Just till it's hovering above the mat. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, lower the right leg. Inhale, bring them together. And exhale, lower the left. It's really hard to talk. Inhale, come to center. And then one more. Exhale, lower the right. Inhale to center. And then exhale, let's lower everything down. Hug the knees in. Give yourself a little rock for side to side. Your core might be a little bit stronger than mine. You might find that's a breeze. Yeah. So let's do that again, okay? So let's link the hands behind the head. Now I tend to give some of the weight of my head into my hand. Reach the legs up. Now from here, exhale, let's lower the left leg. Release the hands and now you'll cross left arm over the right leg. Nice. Inhale, come at the center. Why not let's lower the head down, but reach your fingertips to the ceiling and the feet are to the ceiling. As you exhale, lower right leg, lift upper back off the mat and cross. Let's just do that once more each side. Inhale, we're down. Exhale, lower left leg and cross over. Good. Inhale to center. And exhale, lower right and cross over to the left. Inhale to center. Lower the head and then lower the arms and the legs. Gently hug the knees in and have a little bit of a rock. Okay. Place the soles of the feet to the earth. Just a gentle rolling up into a nice light touch bridge. Inhale. This is more about liberating up the hip flexors, okay? And exhale to ripple down. Inhale to ripple up. And exhale to roll down. Inhale, one more, rolling on up. And then exhale to roll down. And then a nice gentle hug of the knees. And just before we find our way into Shavasana, I'd like to invite you just to do anything else that works for your body or for your energy. So maybe you want to take a little bit of that windscreen wiper, go ahead. Maybe you just want to be really still. No rush, no pressure. Okay. When you feel ready, let's please come and lie down in Shavasana. You might be happier lying on your side, maybe on your back. Take a few moments here. With each exhalation, and just gently invite the body to soften and release to the earth. Very gently, very peacefully breathing in peace and breathing out peace. And just as we take our last little moment in Shavasana, I'd like to share some words with you. These are from James Baldwin, the activist. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. So you may wish to just gently invite some movement, fingers, toes, rocking the head a little from side to side. If you'd like a stretch, you're very welcome. And then hugging your knees in, and you can find your way back to sitting whenever you feel ready. Maybe that involves rolling to the side or rocking up, whatever suits. And we'll just pause here just for a couple of minutes. Just resting in this silence. I'm going to try and stay really quiet. And I'd like to invite you here just to observe the movement of the breath, just gently moving in and out of the nose. Let the eyes close. Bringing the hands together. We can take one Om together to seal the practice. Exhale completely. Inhale. And may all beings be happy and peaceful. May all beings be free and feel loved. And may all beings walk peacefully in the grace of the world. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Sorry, I was a little bit herply there. I think I said ow at one point. I'm really sorry. Got a bit of a dodgy ankle at the moment, but there we go. It's all fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was a little bit limpy. Anyway, lots of love, guys, and I'll catch you
Yeah.
next
Thank
week.
you.
Yeah, I really appreciate you joining. So nice.
Bye.
Have a good week. I hope it feels better soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you soon. Just elevate it and ice it.
Yes. Good idea. Take it easy.
All right. Okay. Bye. Lots of love. Bye. Bye, Herdis. Lovely to see you.